$50,000 house than it's worth. Because you're caught in a system that tells you you have to. Because you don't see any way out. And the world, if you were of the world, would love you. But you are not of this world, and they hate you. They use you. Now let me ask you a question. You got a house, 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 house. All these houses, you drive up and down the road, they're building them everywhere. Houses. Every one of them is in this situation. Now when you go to buy your $150,000 house, say you're going to build a $150,000 house, the bank will either credit your account, because they don't have the money on reserve anyway. They will credit your account $150,000, is that right? And then you'll write checks out of that $150,000 to pay the builder, to pay the lights, to pay for the whatever, right? Okay, now let me ask you a question. So $150,000 got created and put in the system, right? Where's the other $200,000 coming from? See, you yelled and screamed when you saw the federal government doing it, but you do it every day. You're putting in $150,000 and you're taking out $360,000. Where do you think it's coming from? It has to come from increased wages, which then put pressure on whoever you work for to raise the price of their goods. And since they can't do that, they've got to go borrow money. And so they borrow money, and now the bankers are making more money. Do you understand? Do you understand? Do you really? Do you understand? So you buy a $25,000 car, but it costs you $32,000. If you have a $25,000 car, would you walk out today and pay somebody $32,000 for it? But that's what you're doing. God, I just want to shake people. Why do you not understand that that's what you're doing? And do you understand that what happens then is people get pitted against people because we're all scratching for money? Because we got money put in the system, but we didn't get enough money put in the system because nobody ever puts the interest money in the system. And yet we keep continuing to pay interest, but we never got the money for the interest, so we got to find a way to get it. And so we rob God. And so we rob our children. And so we rob our futures so that we can participate in a system we're not supposed to be in to begin with. Now let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. You are not going to be able tomorrow. I've got 15 more pages of this. But I understand you've had about all you can take. I understand you can't go out tomorrow and pay cash for your house. I understand that. But I'm a little bit tired of people shouting, hallelujah, the bank approved me for a loan. They approved to use you. And how must they feel to sit back and say, okay, I got this thing worth $150,000 and they paid me $360,000 for it. I got a $25,000 automobile, they're going to pay me $32,000 for it. With money that was never created. It was never put in the system. Now let me tell you something. And I admonish you. I admonish you in the Lord. I'm not rebuking you. All I'm trying to do, don't get mad at me. I'm just trying to show you where we are. I'm trying to show you the system we're involved in. Do you know that the average citizen in this country gets solicited for 8 credit cards a year who have been bankrupt and have the lowest credit rating available? They don't care because they give you the card. You go out and buy the thing. You can't pay for it anyway, so they get to repossess it and sell it again. We're on the wrong side of this equation. It's time that the wealth of the sinner